Train tracks are a dependable cornerstone of public transport, but they don't necessarily have to take on a standard straight line from point A to point B. Just like that viral photo render of an underwater railway, engineers continue to come up with designs that either maximizes the terrain of a certain place without causing much damage, or to simply make your travels more enjoyable. Watch this video until the very end to find out about the longest railroad in the world. Number 5. Pilatus Railway, Switzerland. Initially built in 1889 to bring guests from Lucerne around the mountain, the Pilatus Cogwheel Railway does a max of 48% gradient. It also does an average of 35% around the mountain. Just know that these are some pretty steep figures, to say the least. Its success is due in part to the locker rack system, which has gear teeth cut in the sides rather than on top of the rail. This system allows effective use on steep gradients compared to more traditional systems, whose teeth could break or jump off the track. The photos might look frightening, but there have been 0 incidents since this machine's inception, making Pilatus Railway the steepest yet safest railway in the world. Number 4. South Devon Railway. One of the primary drivers of the UK's Industrial Revolution in the 1800s was their railway system. This gave the island nation an unprecedented boost to commerce and tourism. This was because major cities, business districts, and far-flung towns were all within reach. However, this was more than 100 years ago, and nature isn't always kind to relics of the past. Take South Devon Railway, for instance, which once was half a mile inland. Due to coastal erosion, it now chugs along the coast, where bad weather can make the trip harrowing. Waves lash against the rocky coast and spray water across the track. The situation has become a bit of a problem for some passengers, as it's the only railway line that passes through Cornwall, extending into the southwest. A recent storm destroyed parts of the seawall and track, shutting down rail travel to the region for several months. Fortunately, this brought some media attention to the aging train system. Rehabilitation efforts are being proposed for the track, and 2 close stations are being eyed to help decongest traffic and help boost Devon's economy. We're pretty hopeful that this veteran carriage gets the makeover it deserves. Number 3. Shonan Monorail. You ever ridden a train that's suspended below its tracks? Shonan Monorail in Japan is the first transport system of its kind that opened in 1970. It transports commuters from 8 different stations and can travel up to 45 miles per hour. This monorail has significantly alleviated pressure from other traditional railways, as it's recorded departures every 7 minutes. Mitsubishi, its brainchild company, became a world leader in such designs and hoped that other countries would adopt it so they can reap its benefits as well. Number 2. Kuranda Scenic Railway. The Kuranda Scenic Railway is a journey that's both awe-inspiring and breathtaking. The 2-hour train ride is filled with scenic sights of tropical Queensland, which includes majestic mountain ranges, lush ravines, and cascading waterfalls. These 130-year-old tracks begin at the coastal plains of Cairn. From there, it's a 1-hour and 55-minute climb to Kuranda Village, including a 10-minute stop at Barron Falls Outpost for a spectacular view of Barron Falls. All in all, it's a 328-meter climb up the rainforest through dozens of tunnels, bridges, and spectacular waterfalls. Kuranda Village is home to some world-class wildlife attractions featuring your favorite Aussie critters. Though if shopping is more your jam, the Kuranda Heritage Market offers a selection of local art, craft, and locally sourced produce to take home. Being one with the rainforest as you undertake an unforgettable journey is what makes Kuranda Scenic Railway a must-try experience. Number 1. Trans-Siberian Railway. The Trans-Siberian Railway is the main railroad artery of the country that connects the European part of Russia with Siberia and the countries in the Far East. Its route from Moscow to Vladivostok is the longest one in the world, clocking in at 9,288.29 kilometers. The railway was a pet project of Tsar Alexander and his cohorts. During this time, public sentiment did not favor the train, as many seemed to find it far too extravagant and opulent during a time when the country was in high debt. Still, it would be quite the show of power to the European neighbors if he could join both. The original train route had marble fixtures, a grand piano in the music area, a fully stocked library, and a gym. There was also caviar and sturgeon in the first-class dining room. The downsides here is that it ran at a plodding 40 kilometers per hour, which means it took nearly 4 weeks for the journey to reach its end. Today, the same route can be completed in 7 days, in more practical seating and sleeping configurations. Without a doubt, this is one of Russia's most magnificent accomplishments. Thank you all for watching, everybody. See you later.